Countdown is complete. It's time for liftoff. Immediately to the middle. Chiaka Obogu with a kill.
Welcome to the VNL, Chiaka. Right out of the gates, USA gets her going through the middle. They love to run a high percentage of this offense right through that middle. So important to establish early.
Outside crush. Justine Morante's underneath it. Lanier, the big, powerful. To Cook. Annie Drews now, and this is what we were talking about, long rallies. Sideline kill.
One of the big keys into this game for USA was outlasting Japan in these long rallies because they have such a good fine-tuned defense into that offense. You have to be able to hang with them. Japan getting the better of USA.
Mayu Ishiwaka serving, goes right to the middle. An ace off Lanier. Those are hard to come by.
Yeah, something to keep your eye on. This Japan team has really tough servers. 3 in just the top 8 in terms of aces per match for Japan. Incredible pressure from that back line.
Goes back to Lanier again. She sticks the landing. Here comes Annie Drews. Carving, beautiful, no-nonsense dig. Picked up, Wong Arantes. Overload in the back, Lanier doing the work, Cook, long. Seiki goes outside. Oh my goodness. What a rally. Japan outlasting the US.
Both sides just doing such a great job turning defense back into offense, able to get their offense going with great balls off of those digs. But Japan, again, just outlasting the US. Great close from Miyabe on the outside.
Cook again. Japan just very steady, and in terms of their defense, not making their setter Seiki move very much. Everything being picked up by Nishimura. Cook again. US not running the middle very much, and Chiaka Obogu is out of it again. Cook finding a floor.
Took a few swings for Cook to find the floor, but she finally found it this time, taking a much better shot, trying to outlast this Japanese defense, just hitting a smart shot right back, splitting the defenders.
What is it about Japan that it is, you know, again, just going straight into the long rallies? What allows them to do that?
Well, it's just that defensive pressure. They're able to read around the block so well and just pick it up. This team focuses on defense. So the other team, whoever's playing them, in this case, Team USA, they have to try to outlast that.
The power of Kalia Lanier.
One of the things that makes her so great is really that heavy arm swing. She does have that good hole in the block right here, but she's able, even off balance, to put a lot of speed behind that.
Karch Karai calling Lanier and Skinner newbies to VNL their first time. Nice power. Hancock chases it down. Out of system is Lanier's strength.
And not even just new to VNL. I mean, Kalia Lanier is completely new to the senior Team USA national team and juniors as well. She's never put on a USA jersey before. So to see her step into this massive spotlight and absolutely shine has been so impressive.
Yeah, Lanier, she got thrown straight into the fire, as did Skinner the first week in Turkey. Back. That's Yukiko Wada, and she is the one I talked about having that career day.
32 points the first time these two teams met. USA just didn't have an answer for her. She does such a great job using this quick tempo set and still hitting a really smart shot with it.
Almirante steps in, calls it off. Okay, block solid.
Huge move from Japan, getting all the way out on Annie Drews, putting 2 up, getting those hands right near together. Yamada, great shutdown, hands over quickly.
Koga continues to serve. Lanier uses her left hand. Again, they're putting that pressure on Lanier, trying to make her think about the pass before the attack.
You're trying to make Lanier just do a lot of things. Yes, she's focused on that attack, but they're serving her every ball to try to wear her out and make her think just a little bit more.
She was playing in Bergamo, Italy. Lanier was on the opposite. Last year was her first year back on the outside, where she is now. Haley Washington voted Mets fiddle blocker in Tokyo. We see why.
Washington does such a great job controlling the net, especially on these overpass plays. She goes up strong, normally the second one up, and then takes it a direction rather than trying to shoot that straight on.
Washington demanding fan engagement. She is a personality and a half.
She's like 2 personalities.
Right. Great serve, USA.
Annie Drews from the back line, so tough to stop because of the way she hits it with this left hand. It has a different hook on it, making it just that much harder to pass. Plus, when it's coming at you almost 70 kilometers per hour, that's gonna make it tough too.
Opening the door just a little bit. Look out for Yamada in the middle. She stands 1 meter 84, has been a big part of her offense, averaging almost 9 points per match. Nanami Seiki front court, as is Micah Hancock. 2 front court setters. Oh, come on now, we're trading misses.
This is getting a little bit contagious right now. One team just has to settle in, put in a solid ball.
USA stacked right as Yamada serves. And right through the stack on the outside. Good. Hancock will absolutely call her own number.
Hancock, as a lefty, she can take a big rip at the ball when it's up tight up front. When she's on the net, Japan has to watch out for this, especially in these quick transition plays. That's when she mostly takes these swings to try to catch the defense and the blockers off guard.
Great pass from Koga in the back, leads to a middle attack. Annie Drews getting Japan to take it down with them.
Annie Drews really trying to work the blockers' hands, just hit high, clean, confident shots from the backcourt. And a good push from Hancock to feed her back there.
Okay. Fans have turned out in every city in which we have gone, and it has been a world tour as Volleyball Nations League and Volleyball World wants to bring, the FIB want to bring volleyball to the world, whether it has been Manila or Antalya, Turkey, or Rotterdam in the Netherlands, Poland next week for the men's final. You have great volleyball coming near you wherever you are in the world. Good solid from Wada.
Great swing from Wada going in that 5-6 seam. Lanier a little bit frustrated with herself. Almost there to make this play. Just doesn't get enough height on it.
Sending it back. Miyabe.
Big shutdown from Miyabe up front. Hangs just a little bit longer, sees that tip up, and then presses those hands over for the shutdown.
Pass is rock solid. Cook gets rewarded with a set. Powerful.
Hancock speeding up that outside set just a little bit to Kelsey Cook. You see a massive hole in this block because of that speed, and Cook is able to barrel right through it. Great speed, good tempo off that very good pass. Quick play for Team USA on the side out.
Hancock has a very challenging serve for opponents because it's flat. Japan passes it perfectly and then converts. First ball kill.
Nishikawa going right down the line on this swing. This set beautiful all the way out to the pin. She can really take that line shot well. A lot of space to hit. Taking out one of the cameras.
Send it back, Obogu and Drews.
Chiaka Obogu making an incredible move to the outside. When she saw where this ball was going, she took an explosive first step, got all the way out, sealing it up to Drews. Great teamwork, them going up at the exact same time.
Third serve from Hancock. Seiki, this time going behind with a bit, just a little bit out of the Iriguru system, and then Miyabe puts it back. Great heads-up play.
Huge heads-up play. Aida Miyabe in the middle. This ball straight up in front of her. It's chaos on both sides of the court, so what she does, just keep the pressure on the other team. Great heads-up play.
Miyabe, very familiar to a lot of these USA players as she played her collegiate ball in the United States in Minnesota. Drews unloads.
You mentioned Aida Miyabe, so important for her to also come in and play in the middle. During her time at Minnesota, she was everywhere. You could put her on the right side, middle, outside. She was kind of that utility player. And as Ayaka Araki is down for Japan, their go-to middle blocker, it was important for Miyabe to step up.
Setting it back yet again. Picked up by Japan. Out of system, try something soft, maybe a recycle. Seiki goes back again to Wada. Miyabe puts it up. Just out of reach, measured up to perfection by Koga.
The relentless defense, both sides, and Japan just able to outlast, getting that good cover ball save from Miyabe in the middle. You see that just light touch from Koga. Not much behind it, but enough to go right over the block.
Well, dug with her head or shoulder. And then working it off hands. Just beautifully done by Chaban converting that.
The speed of this Japanese offense, you see how fast it is, just about 2 feet over the net. You're surprised when any middle is going to get a close on that, but it almost makes it that much easier to also tool the block because it's hard to get up in time.
Well done by Yamada. Obogu back to serve as Haley Washington comes up front. She's flanked by Drews and Lanier. Scooped. Oh, a communication error by the USA, and now you're seeing players who haven't been playing together for 3 weeks.
Yeah, especially when you have that middle back row too. You have Chiako Bogu coming in off of the serve. Normally you have Justine Wongarantes who's coming in, taking every single free ball on the court. So Haley Washington, gotta identify that just a little bit earlier that you don't have Justine back there to take it.
Bounced by Washington, and that gives her energy.
Yeah, one of the most fiery players that you'll see. She's done it her entire career. Just an absolute firecracker. When she gets going on some of these swings, hitting that almost in the 12-foot mark, that'll get her fired up.
I like that fire factor. Stealing. Shibata coming from the right to set. Back again, Wada. Taking those big swings that got some success for Japan the first time around. Again, love it. Thumb down, she goes long, but I love the way that Wada's moving the ball around.
Yeah, great range from Wada on that right side pin. We've seen her go cross court with some of these. She's really working that line shot, trying to go for those high hands. Just so much range with the way she attacks.
Japan has requested a challenge on the block touch. Emily, as we wait for this challenge, what are your early impressions of this match?
Well, so far I think Japan's really working that speed, but I think Team USA is handling it pretty well, getting some block touches on. Their defense is playing outstanding in the backcourt, able to get those balls up. And not just Justine Wongarantes back there, but really seeing a lot of hard work from Lanier in middle back, and some other players as well stepping up to hang in with that Japan defense.
No block touch. Anade saying, wait a second, I thought I saw one on that, but nope.
So, we worked with a very good quality here, and in the ball, it missed the fingers, no block touch. So we can, sorry?
Gotona Hayashi questioning the official's vision.
Yeah,
And so
let's touch. What was in the tablet? Okay, okay. Okay. So we go for net touch. Net touch.
Ah, he's saying he wasn't asking for a block touch, he was asking for a net touch.
No worries, no worries.
Emily, the thing that stands out to me about Japan, too, is I think we're really seeing the cohesiveness of a team that has not tinkered with their lineup very much in the way that they are defending the ball.
Yeah, this is a team that's been playing together week in and week out. They've done a great job gelling. The backcourt, you can tell that communication is there.
They began in Nagoya, Japan. In the first week, they were the home host country. Then Brazil, where they beat USA, finishing up in Thailand. Final week for Japan, 2-2. Fans loving it everywhere we go, falling in love with teams from all different countries as well.
I think that's been the biggest takeaway traveling to all these different places. Most of these fans just want to see good volleyball. It's not even just the fans that they're there for.
We're looking for a net touch.
That's definitely moving, but those blockers pretty far away so far. Doesn't look like they come down on it.
Yeah. They're saying no net touch. Call remains. Stands, if you will. Manabi was going to make sure he got the challenge he asked for. At least if he was going to lose a challenge, it was going to be thorough. Shibata coming from the right. Puts it right in front of Wada. Yukiko Wada, that time, and look at the last 3 attacks we've seen from her. Such difference.
A major difference. We've seen her barrel a line attack, go high hands on one, and then this time, just taking a little bit off of it and going cross court. Such a crafty player, hits with so much range. That's what makes her tough to stop.
Wada now serving. Japan down by 2. Good heat on the pass. Lanier, bang, Wada scoops it up. That's a huge dig by Wada. Shibata, a little bit of an overload behind. Lanier sends it back on Hayashi.
Big identification from Kalia Lanier, sticking with her hitter, not going to help on that middle attack, just being good on her girl, going up at the right time and getting in front of it.
Timeout, Team Japan.
Sit there, man.
Due to this tournament, this week, we have what's called
次は
the fair
6分
play
必ずいてるから、
moment.
5の奥からラインは必ず空いてるから、
If
こ
a
こ、こ
team
こや。
challenges and the
レフトから
opposite team admits
最後、最後。
that they indeed touch the net or admit something before the challenge actually goes through, the ref will give them a green card. All right? The green card means that the team gets a point. The team
Masayoshi
with the most
Manabe
points
will
in
usually
the
never let a
tournament
team get
gets
more than 2 points on him, definitely not more than 3 before he tries to break that momentum. Planning your timeouts in Volleyball Nations League is a thing, as they would say in the country.
Yeah, definitely a thing, as you would say. A team has to take it within that 12-point mark. So if they get to 12, they lose that timeout in the first half of the match. So it's important to use it then, and then you get one more for the remaining time.
Ricky dancing in the back as Lanier serves. What a perfect pass. Unloading. Kotona Hayashi unloads, then a push deep. Perfect pass. Another big, powerful swing. Does she get hands? Mayu Ishikawa.
USA just hanging into these long rallies, even with no blockers up there, making plays like that. Justine Wong-Arantes just taking that one, popping it up so well. Really able to hang with this incredible defense that Japan gives them.
A little bit off the net, so middle's out of the conversation. Never over. Point USA as they hit that 20-point mark.
Ishikawa trying to tool the block on that point, just going a little bit low with it. It's a good decision right there to try to tool the blocker's hands, just missed them.
Four passes across to receive the powerful serve of Lanier. And she takes something off of it. Koga! Excuse me, I said Koga. It was Hayashi pushing it through the block and making the USA blockers take it down.
Great placement on this set, and then good identification. The middle blocker isn't quite there, and Hayashi's able to go right through it, pinballing it through.
Kotona Hayashi has had a lot of power. Washington sending it back. The defense, fantastic of Japan. That's what they do. Great work for the Japanese.
It's the #1 key for this Japan team. Turn that defense right back into offense. A great pickup on a slide attack from Hayashi. Allows this attacker to go right inside, and this tip really working for them right over the block on the right side.
Cook trying to carve a turkey. It rolls along the net and out, and Japan now just within 2-3 unanswered points.
Great shot. Kelsey Robinson-Cook tried to make going for that cross court. It was the only shot she had available, just missing a bit long with it, not able to go up and over that net.
Timeout, Team USA.
Full effort, no more. Here we get it up, but we have to get on the floor. You can see how much they're doing that. We're dropping hands. Floor defense, you've got to pick it up.
USA! USA!
A very clear message from head coach Kartsukirai.
Very clear, and it was on that last tip play that there was no, as he thought, effort for, meaning no one was even diving on the floor to make a play after that, whether it was Annie Drews coming out of the back row or the off blocker coming in or Justine Wong-Arantes. Someone actually has to make an effort to get that ball up because everyone just watched it as it landed.
Three unanswered points by the Japanese. Yamada serving. Wong-Arantes pass. Cook But that's what Team Japan does. They got it up, but nobody else played it. So point USA to break the spout.
Great decision for USA attacking that middle of the court. Normally a play that Japan picks up, not easily, but normally this doesn't fall, but it's placed so well, right in the spot where none of them are, so they have to travel as far as possible to get there.
To the corner, brought back beautifully. Ba-bam! A shoulder dig, not controlled, and again, it's a 1-2 punch from Japan.
Japan's offense just working so well. It's that speed mixed with some really heavy arms. When they do have that seam in the block, they're really able to attack it.
Great play by ID Miyabe for Japan. Miyabe up front. She will have Koga on the right and Inoue on the left. What a great dig. Nishimura doing fantastic work. And a use of the block. Japan within one.
That's a matchup that Japan's gonna try to exploit as this game goes on with Micah Hancock up front. One of the shorter blockers for Team USA. They're really gonna go after her on that line shot.
You know what Hancock does when she's frustrated? Attacks on two. Let's see. Wasn't quite in the right position for it. Japan's going to get that high ball net off. Annie Drew steps in. The players bumping, and there is the attack from Hancock.
Some miscommunication errors on USA's side. Doesn't result in the point for Japan, but just some chaos happening, and Micah Hancock identifies that early on and takes the swing to get him out of it.
Can I say I told you so? Sure. Come on, give me that.
Point Anne-Marie. Point Anne-Marie.
Yeah, okay. I need a lot of validation.
You called it.
Hancock serving. Dime pass. Wada. Interesting dig from Lanier, kind of a one-arm stab. Don't get all the tipping from the outside. Japan is going to pick that every time. Out to Cook. That's a beautiful tip. Annie Drew is inside. She does get a little bit of a touch on the block. Powerful finish by Sarina Koga.
Massive hit, just outlasting Team USA. It's just hit after hit. Some incredible pickups happening during that on these tip plays that we've seen fall throughout this set, but played up well, transitioned into offense well, and just getting the better of Drew's up front.
Yeah, they have had some attacking, making use of Drew's and Hancock's block. This one to tie it up. What a perfect set. Cook again. That's what I was waiting for from Kelsey Cook.
That felt like the first hard swing that we've seen from her. And normally when it's late in sets, this team loves to go to their veteran attacker. She has such confidence when she's swinging. And that's a great example of that. Identifying the hole in the block, just taking that confident swing right through.
Miyabe serve. Pulls Hancock off the net. Beautiful block. Yamada shuts down the offense.
Japan's serve and block working so well together. The serve gets him out of system, forcing that outside set. Yamada knew exactly where this set was going and was able to close to her right side blocker in time to shut down Lanier.
Just beautiful by Yamada. Chiaka Orogu changes the conversation. We have not seen a lot going to the middles of the U.S.
Team USA has been out of system at such a high clip. They haven't been able to get those middles involved after the first few points of this set, but doing a better job as this game goes on now. Get Chiaka Orogu involved.
Set point, USA. Go out of system for Japan. Wada. Blocked. It's going to go outside now. That tip we've seen so many times. US was ready for it. Drew's off high hands, and the US outlasts a furious Japanese comeback for a set 1 win.
Such confidence and composure from this USA team, not getting rattled in these long rallies, hanging in there defensively, putting up some impressive out-of-system balls, and their hitters are able to go to work and just take swing after swing to try to outlast this tough Japan team.
A tough win that really could have gone either way. This one to USA, the Japanese team, so incredibly strong. And how many long rallies did we see?
I mean, it felt like that first set lasted forever. I feel like we should already be in set 3 or something. The defense just doing so well on both sides of the net. Impressive play after impressive play.
Japan out blocking the US, and that is something that the US is known for, great blocking, but Japan just controlling the net.
And interesting because Japan is actually one of the worst blocking teams so far in this VNL. Haven't done a great job shutting down the other team's opponents in terms of upfront defense, but they really do rely on that backcourt defense to keep themselves in it.
Well, that's called rising to the occasion. By the way, at Volleyball Nations League, there's a lot of great fan engagement. It's a full experience when you come to a match, no matter where you are in the world. Serve placement for the United States, fairly standard.
Fairly even across the board, trying to move that ball around, maybe pick out that target, pick out whoever's struggling, and then keep the ball on them, set 2 and on.
Kind of wonder if the United States wants to paint those lines a little bit more, or perhaps use the back third of the court.
Yeah, Team USA really just serving right into the meat of the court where all of those passers are. And normally this is a team that tries to drive those passers back just a little bit, but serving inside.
Kelsey Robinson-Cook with 4 points. She's tipping the ball a lot on the left side. Emily, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a shot that's going to score against this Japan team, whose backcourt defense is so good. It was oftentimes getting picked up. Even the really tricky ones right in the middle, they call off really early and they're able to transition into offense. I'd like to see her switch up that shot a little bit, maybe throwing a roll shot back to 1.
Back to 1, meaning for people who don't use the same system?
Back to right back.
Meanwhile, Yukiko Wada loves this matchup. 5 points in the first set. We've mentioned several times 32 points in the last time. And Karch Karai said, yeah, she had a career match last time. Well, she may be on plan to have another career match.
Showing up so far, doing a great job showing just her range in attack. We've seen her bang the line shot, take a sharp cross-court cut shot as well, just showing that she can really hit all angles. It makes it that much more difficult to defend.
As for Khalil Lanier, Karch Karai saying, look, I didn't have any expectations for her in terms of putting her on the net. He said we just threw her in there, and she figured out how to make it work. You mentioned earlier her first matches at the senior level, but Lanier said she's been working towards this for a really long time.
And she looks so confident when she's out there. She doesn't look like she's missed a beat or this is her first time. She's not wide-eyed. She looks confident headed into every single game.
Well, she's not a really emotional player or person, and I think that serves her well right now. Perfect pass on the net. It gets it back. I love it when the passer is rewarded.
Lanier just in such great spots defensively, almost caught off guard that she is in such good spots. You see that slight hesitation, like, oh, the ball's right here. Let me just play it really easy, right into that approach, and that heavy arm gets it done.
Ayabe up front for Japan. backcourt attack, I think is what they're calling there. The ball right on the center line.
Yeah, so Seki, backcourt setter right now. If that ball is on the top of the net, not able to take it over in the plane.
The passing of Japan. The passing was so perfect, it set up that pass to Inoue, or that set to Inoue.
Such a beautiful pass, holding a Bogu in the middle, takes one step with Miyabe in the middle, thinking that ball is going to go to the center of the court, but then that quick set back, Inoue has a giant seam to hit through.
Long Arantes can be heard over in Fort Worth calling out. Wada again. Good turn and run from Hancock. Unable to contain it.
Japan just keeping that pressure on Team USA. Again, it's this quick back set that US is having trouble with. Doesn't matter who's on that back pin, whether it's middle on a slide or the right side attack. Just having trouble defending it.
ID out. An injection of energy coming in for the US. Haley Washington up front as Chiaka goes back to serve. She's a one-name player like Madonna and Cher. Wada trying to use with a power tip. With a sledgehammer, and it's dug. Lanier takes something off of it, a nice dig again. Japan is just relentless. They come back time and time again. Spirit breakers. Well, there's a message sent.
Well, Japan will absolutely try to tire you out. The Team USA looks so conditioned, moving side to side so well. Clearing up these blocks, that defense just hanging in there, point after point.
Strong celebration from the bench. Chiaka. And that's a tough rotation for Japan as Wada comes all the way from the left side, goes behind all the passers to hit that ball on the right. Behind the setter.
In this rotation, when you have Haley Washington up front, rotation 3, so much momentum coming into this swing. She's best off of one foot, and you can get her going on that back one, running all the way from the other side of the court, just so much going into that.
Pushed through. That's such a brilliant play by Yamada before the block was able to form.
A great job by Japan here. You can see just the identification that Haley Washington is off the net and able to go right inside her, just going after that blocker.
Front court setter for USA. She goes right back to Washington again.
Washington hits the ball so hard you can barely see it, and on these slide attacks off of one foot, just looking so confident. This connection so surefire from two players that have played together for so many years, going back to their time at Penn State.
US allowing some openings. 3-point lead for the U.S., 8-5 as Washington is serving. 3 receivers. Japan has a front court setter in Segi. Cook will hit this one from the 3-meter line. Tough ball. That's a tough ball. It's out of system and way off the net.
Yeah, on these balls, even if it's back row set, you still want to lead Annie Drews as much as possible. She couldn't get that full approach and hitting this ball nearly behind her head. Can't see where those blockers are and hits right into them.
Yeah, that's the trick, right? You can't measure up those fingertips from so far away, or at least it's difficult to do so. She measured that one up just fine. Message sent from Annie Drews.
This time Hancock bringing Drews around in on that pick rather than keeping her on that D-ball. When you have Chiaka Obogu going in on a slide, you need that attack still through the middle. She certainly does not snooze.
Annie Drews does not snooze. Kalia Lanier, on the other hand, big-time sleeper.
Oh, really?
Yes. Slept all the way to Turkey. It was ridiculous. 11-hour flight, never moved. Off hands.
Japan really trying to work those high hands up front. If they see that those blockers are off balance at all or not in the perfect position, just as they were, Drew's not getting that hand turned in, Koga's gonna use them.
Substitution coming in. Naguro comes in. She's another potential libero for this team and shore things up defensively. Hit it with her fingertips, Dinabogu.
Barely getting just a touch on that ball, but still able to turn it back to zone 1 and get enough speed on it to drop it right in front of Seki.
Behind. Koga. Lanier reads it beautifully. Hook comes in behind. That's the flexibility of the U.S. offense.
Huge transition play from Japan. Big dig turns into great and quick offense. First set up from Lanier, and then the speed, even in transition, is so quick out to the pins.
That's the 4th point for Koga. Half-hearted call for a touch. That's just a habit at this point with the great technology that we have.
Yeah, really just trying to go for those high hands. The shorter blocker in front of her doesn't have to go as high.
We have 15 cameras here to capture every angle.
15?
15.
My, oh my.
That's how devoted Volleyball World TV is to bringing you the VNL. And Japan lighting it up.
Naidi Miyabe putting in a solid serve and then getting in on a little bit of defense. Okay, middle, we see you.
Well, especially interesting because, again, if she was a middle in college, she didn't serve in college then. She probably did not play defense either when she was at the University of Minnesota. Lanier changes pace. She's been hammering away. I like that play a lot for the U.S.
When the U.S. can get their middles going in transition, it's been so important to the success of this team. Not only getting them going inside out, but on these quick transition plays, they're almost always one-on-one, and they're moving the middles around the net and along it really well.
Yeah, Wada had to stay committed to Annie Drews on the outside. Micah Hancock has great vision and decision-making. And there's the middles coming right back at you.
Japan gets Yamada going up front, this time on a gap set. Washington takes a step one way, but still has to pay attention to that back set that Japan's really been going to. Great overload.
Making that dig look easy and set it up for Wada.
The speed of this offense, even though in terms of a matchup and size, US is way taller and more physical of a team, it's the speed that Japan tries to beat you with. This ball just getting out so quick, there's no time to close up the seam at all.
And I feel like here's where you're seeing the different lineups that Karj Karai has put in. Micah Hancock, not sure that there's somebody right behind her. Japan taking the lead. Middle pulled out of the offense again. Wow, what an attack from Koga. Washington smacks back, but it is a slugfest in Arlington.
And the defense that we're seeing is the best defense I think we've seen all VNL long. Just big play after big play. And on the offense, teams just taking absolute rips up front.
We're on a seesaw here, Emily, back and forth. Both teams playing excellent volleyball. Three people receiving for Annie Drews. Again, another communication error for the US.
Yeah, another miscommunication. Two players that have been playing together for a few weeks. Annie Drews was only in week 1 and week 3. Micah Hancock, of course, playing every single week, but we've seen these miscommunications between a lot of the players on the US side, and that's that piece of switching lineups, switching rosters every single week.
Front court setter both sides. Wada serve, no good. Right at the head of Haley Washington. Still have Seiki at a front court setter, Yamada in the middle. Either way, on the outside, gets it back after that pass.
Noah gets it back after an absolutely wild pass, but gets that platform out in time. Doesn't always have to be so technically sound in terms of service. As long as your platform is facing your setter at the end, better chance of it going right there.
Yeah, end result, right?
Doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you get it done.
Solid pass there, and now we've seen a groove between these two.
Japan needs to identify a little bit quicker when Haley Washington is up front on that slide route. Yes, they're moving her along the net on a back one or an actual slide, but with no middle up, Haley Washington's gonna go to work.
Washington now rotating out Chiaka up front. And I'll be interested, Emily, to see if they keep beating the middle Chiaka the way they were with Washington.
They absolutely,
big difference maker.
Absolutely should.
Yep. Shut down.
Lydie Miyabe got beat on the last swing that Micah Hancock took. She didn't want to get beat again. She identified this ball was high and tight and in transition when Hancock likes to take those swings, and she got right in front of it.
Over again. Back to Drews. Through a hole in the block, Annie Drews crushing cross.
Big swing from Annie Drews. You see this team trying to just calm the chaos a little bit on their side. Great court awareness, too, by Annie Drews. Her approach was a little bit shorter. She didn't have full time to get back, but still took off behind that 3-meter line.
Solid block. I like the idea by Inoue, but execution, nope.
And US has been getting beat on this long string right side attack from Japan. This was a good example. getting in front of that attacker from Cook and closing it up.
Explain long string for those who don't know.
So when the setter's moving forward, think of the net as has a timeline in the middle, and the setter's moved up as that. And you're on one side of the court pushing that long ball to the other side.
Free ball to USA. Annie Drew's on top of it. Yeah, you go to Chiaka there. Long Levante's read Wada the whole way. Cook, did it kiss the sideline? It did.
Big up by Japan, just keeping this ball alive, keeping the pressure on Team USA. But Kelsey Cook, just an easy shot right to that sideline, splitting the backcourt defender with the front court.
Mayasho Manabe calls a timeout for Japan. For Japan, what do they need right now, Emily?
Japan's been pretty pin heavy as this set's gone on. I think this team needs to reestablish that middle to open things up for their pin hitters.
Fans having a blast, absolutely packed here in Arlington, day one. Just, again, the power of the attackers, seen so many different speeds by the Japanese offense.
Yeah, they've done such a great job mixing up some of their shots. When they have that big seam in the block, they're able to take that big rip. And if not, they put in a crafty off speed to try to catch the U.S. defense off guard.
Japan trailing by just 2. Drew's coming in, high hands, but again, the Japanese defense always picking it up. Ooh, got a break there as the block was being used.
Down the middle, point Japan.
Huge coverage on Japan's side leads to an eventual point. That defense outlasting into cover every single hitter on every single swing, and they're able to transition out of it.
Just 1 point. There's the middle, spread her out. A super spike from Chiaka.
Chiaka bringing everything she has into that swing. The connection, too, with Micah Hancock looks so great for only having such a short amount of time working together. Again, Micah Hancock has been to every single VNL stop. This is Chiaka Obogu's first. They haven't had much time. Connection looks great.
Yeah, exactly. And for people saying, oh, well, they won a gold medal together, I get it. But what we're talking about is, as of late, Hancock's been on the road. Send it back.
US has made such a great adjustment on this right side attack. Really, the outside hitters, Kelsey Cook and Kalia Lanier, doing a great job getting inside of the attacker and then shutting it down.
I love Lanier's face. Just, it's a day at the office. The absolute opposite of Washington. Back again. Koga unloads.
Koga tried to take the first swing down the line, got blocked, they recovered it, and this time she switches up that shot, turns the thumb down, and goes cross court. Great court awareness. Great job mixing up those shots.
Mayu Ishikawa subbed in now for Japan. 3-year-old outside hitter with a hammer serve. That one hurts. USA now 3-point lead late. Dana Retke going to enter for USA. Retke fired up, coming in the middle. What does Retke bring for this team?
She brings a lot of height. She stands at 203, which is about 6'8". She's a really tough serve, so when you put her in the backcourt, this ball's going straight down on the serve. I've been behind it, been aced a few times. Let me tell you, it's difficult.
There is, to the middle, strong. Ball is out. Ricky will go to the line again. And yeah, Emily, in an American in the university playoff situation, the NCAA championship, she got put on the line, and middles don't serve in the U.S. She was her 7th serve of the season. That's how rarely it happens. Taking the middle out on that pass, but pushing it past the block yet again.
Ireki did her job from the service line, getting Japan out of system. This ball really only had one place to go, which was outside. The blocker's just a little bit late to identify that.
Kova serving, libero Justine Long-Orantes back in. Middle, not an option. Drews, a change of pace is what the doctor ordered.
And normally when Drews is up front, you expect her to take that huge rip, which is what makes these off speeds so successful. She just takes a little bit of speed off, and you see all those Japanese defenders on their heels waiting for that big attack.
USA 4-point lead, 23-19, looking to go up 2 sets to none over Japan. 2 points away. Great recovery by the setter. Drews is off. And again, same story as before.
Well, Drews does really well from the backcourt when she's led on that set, but this ball just right on top of the 10-foot line. She doesn't have that full approach getting into it, so that ball's behind her head.
Wada, cannon of a serve. But hey, take that! That was a bazooka from Lanier.
Lanier made that shot look easy, and it was not. A quick shot coming in, going over the top of the blocker's hands. A shorter setter up front, that's a matchup US likes.
Set point USA. Quick to the outside. What a perfect shot from Inoue.
Such a difficult set to make too. This ball coming right at Seki's head, but she's able to just get under it in time and shoot that ball outside quickly.
It's gonna have to be one step at a time for Japan if they wanna go into this break 1-1. Set point number 2, USA. She's waiting a long time for that serve. Have to get it done within 8 seconds. Hook, well done. Beautiful dig. Get down, get up. Lanier off the block, and USA takes set number 2 to go up 2-0 over Japan.
Not only did US really hang with that tough Japanese offense, but offensively, they're also doing a great job spreading things out. They got the middles a lot more involved in set 2 from than what we saw in set 1. And then from the service line, US did a much better job knocking Japan out of system, taking their middles completely out of the game.
Final play again. Lanier tagging that right hand of ID.
Lanier done such a great job, not only offensively, we've seen some really big rips from her, but in terms of serve receive, she's getting targeted on the back line, but handling them so well, getting Micah Hancock really good passes to allow that offense to run.
I want you to make some noise if you're here cheering for Team Japan!
This crowd eating it up. Just listen to the enthusiasm from them. Here's their cheer for Team USA.
I'm deaf.
Looking at the numbers, Emily, what story do they tell?
The number that catches my eye is really that error number from Japan. US playing very low error, just 4 during that set, but Japan with 7. It's tough to win a match, win a set really, when you have that many errors. And I think a lot of those are coming from out-of-system situations where Japan really is trying to work those high hands or hit shots that aren't really there. They got to pick up that passing just a little bit more.
Other numbers really even. I mean, it's been an impressive match. Japan 6 to USA's 5 blocks as well. The points are so close. Yukiko Wada for Japan having another great day. She's got 9 points. And Clayton Lucas is standing by with Karch Kirai.
Well, Coach, you must be very pleased with the way the team are performing. What has pleased you most, and what have you got to be wary of with the way Japan are playing?
Well, we have to be really careful. That is a dangerous team. No team fights harder, play after play after play till the last whistle than Japan. And they play incredible defense. And we have to pick our shots better. We're hitting some balls that are too low and allowing their block to touch too many of our swings. We also need to pick up our serving, but some nice things are happening on our side too.
Okay, thank you very much.
Karch Kirai looking always for the micro adjustments. And Emily, what did you think of what Coach had to say?
Yeah, I agree. I think the serve is picking up as this game has gone on, but I still think they can do a better job really driving Japan back. They seem to do what they did in set 1 and kind of serve that middle of the court area. I think one area that they did pick up was that right side attack.
Clayton, tell us what Japan is got on their mind.
Well, Jen, it's been a very close couple of sets, and it's been, it's gone here and there. You guys have been in it and then not been in it. What's the message to the team going forward?
Well, we need to get the outs, side out. We need to get the point with side out, especially from outside, left side. That's what we need it now.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
More production from the outside. Looking at the point of contact, I mean, they are passing so well. Japan is 50% in the target zone.
A lot in that target zone for Japan, and that's what you hear Coach Kirai talking about. They need to make the serves just a little bit tougher to knock them out of system.
Meanwhile, Micah Hancock having to do a little bit more running.
Having to do a little bit more running, but honestly, anything in front of that 10-foot line or 3-meter line, Micah Hancock can really work with. She can still get that middle going on that slide attack, can force them on a gap set. She's able to work this offense even 10 feet off the net. Ideally, you want it more toward the net, but she's still able to make it work.
It's been tough for Japan because they have been this close in both sets, and so for them to keep up this energy, they'd have to get a reverse sweep in order to stay in the bracket.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we saw the first time these two teams met. I mean, 3 of those 5 sets were just within 2 points. It's like both of them play so evenly matched. And Japan wants to make this as long of a night as physically possible.
Koga, powerful attacker for Japan.
Koga started to come alive during that second set, too. She was a little bit quieter in set 1 with Wada taking over a lot of the load, but they got her going a little bit more. She looked more confident, taking some really big swings outside.
Lineups are the same for both teams. No differences that we're seeing. Nanami Seiki will start off serving. Micah Hancock is going to start in the front row, rotate back, then for her serve. She's got a fantastic serve. Outside big swing, but again, it's always picked up. Annie Drews, and here decides to stand and deliver. Wong Orantes gets underneath. And here comes another swing. This one from Koga. Or excuse me, Hayashi. Slugfest to start off set number 3. Chiaka begging for it.
Best time to get those middles going is in transition on these long rallies. It's so difficult for the middles to come down from the block and get all the way off and still get the space from the setter and take that full approach. Chiako Bogu did it beautifully.
As a setter, when your middle is yelling at you in the middle of a long rally, that means I have jumped 6 times now and not been rewarded. Set me or I'm not jumping anymore.
Yeah, you want to pull a blocker on those good sets, but man, you get tired in those long rallies. Like, please give me the ball.
Reward me.
Let me finish it.
Little kiss of the tape, chased down. It'll be a free ball to the US. Wongarante's moving bodies around. Just a misconnect. Kind of hit it with a purse at that point.
It looked like that set was a little too high connection, just a bit off. Maybe part of that from Justine Wongarante's kind of throwing a Bogu aside, trying to take that free ball from her, which I like. I think as a libero, you got to take that ball.
Absolutely. That's your court at that point. Hancock going back, trying to solidify that connection.
Yeah, decision great to try to solidify it. Execution just not quite there again. Look for her to go right back to Bogu and try to get that connection surefire.
Drews. Unforced errors by USA. Japan recovering 3 consecutive unanswered points.
US having a bit longer of a huddle than they normally have. Just saying, all right, guys, let's settle down. Try to get this pass.
This one a tough rotation. Annie Drews is going to go all the way around. Cook gets him out of the jam.
Leave it up to the veteran to get him out of that rotation. Strong swing from Cook on the outside. Beautiful set from Hancock, running inside, the one-hander all the way out.
Unloading, picked up by Hancock. Seiki goes outside to Koga. Reward for ID.
Miyabe working so hard in transition to come down from the block, get off the net, get that full approach in. She's screaming for that ball too. Great finish, turning that thumb down, good zone 5 shot.
Miyabe now serving. Cook, Wongarantes, and Lanier behind. Ball was on the floor, not a pancake.
Trying to dive in to save this. Bogu going just up and over those blockers.
What a pretty set. And again, you see Hancock not shying away from it. She wants to get that connection with Chiako Bogu working just perfectly.
Even on that set, it still looked a little low. Bogu, just a high flyer, can really reach up.
Serving now, Haley Washington in the middle. Pulling hands down.
It's exactly what Karchkrai wanted to see. If there is a tip going up there, don't let them use your hands, pull them down, rely on that backcourt. But in this rotation with the Bogu back row after having just served, really smart tip from Japan.
Yeah, great point, Emily. Making Bogu think about it right after the serve. Sometimes you want to kind of watch your serve for a second. No time. A lot of errors from the USA to start off this 3rd set.
It's a great decision to run the outside at that time on this perfect pass. Japan's middle stayed with Washington in the middle. Hancock set it outside. Lanier just missing an open net.
Timeout, USA.
Do a damn thing for it. Let's reset. You got to talk about amongst yourself, and we have to do more.
Yeah, 3 attack points and 3 errors by USA to start off this 3rd set. And I believe what Coach Karai was saying, we just gave them free balls. They didn't have to 4 points. They didn't have to do anything for them.
Yeah, Japan didn't have to work for any of those points. Wide open net and missed out of bounds. I liked what Justine Wongaranta said at the end, though. Guys, we're up 2-0. We can take some risks right now. Take a big swing.
Drews starts things off with a hammer.
Great adjustment from Drews on that right side attack. Great leave. Inside, you got an overload with Washington coming in on the back one, testing those blockers, and Drews is able to go over.
Front court setter and Segi for Japan. Out of system, kind of jumbled around and pushed back. Lanier, go higher. Wongarantes and Cook kind of collide. A little more communication needed. Japan point.
Japan going to their backcourt in this play, trying to spread things out just a little bit more. You have Koga coming in, not quite a D-ball, not quite a pick, just somewhere in between to test the U.S. block.
They're not making it easy for Hancock right now with the passes. Getting in the ace, Hancock running. Drews again, big swing. That's the hammer that we're used to from the lefty Annie Drews.
It's exactly what makes Annie Drews so great, is that heavy arm swing, so much power coming from her shoulder. Hancock really just running a marathon out there, running everywhere in the backcourt, front court, moving her all along the net. These passers have to fine-tune it just a little bit more to try to control that play.
First error for Japan. Little tip. Just everything is a tiny bit off for the U.S. to start this set.
That tip right over the block was something that fell a few times during set one. Team USA made a great adjustment set two and was able to pick it up. But you see Drew so far back on defense, caught back on her heels, and that tip plays so well right over the block. They're going to keep going at it if it's falling.
Nice pass from Cook. Oh, the yips have continued.
Another wide open net for Team USA, just barreled out of bounds. Not looking confident on these swings, and that's what we normally see from USA, just strong, confident swings, especially when there's a seam in the block.
6 of Japan's 10 points have come off of USA errors. Outside. There's a block. See if that gets them started.
A block was exactly what this U.S. team needed. In a tough situation, you give them an easy, easy tip. Good read from Washington stepping in, and Cook helping out.
Haley Washington fired up is exactly what this USA team needed as well. Bogu up front, in the middle. Front court setter just not identifying and communicating the setter.
Seki, not an overly offensive setter, just with her height a bit undersized, but a great time to do it. On this side out play, tight ball, no identification from those blockers to go up.
Pass is perfect from Lanier. They run back to Abogu. I love the commitment from Hancock to her.
Yeah, the connection really gaining traction as this game has gone on. Hancock trying to still find it, but a great job shooting this into the gap between the two blockers, and Abogu able to put it away.
Jordan Thompson entering the match for the first time. Thompson, Olympic gold medalist who had a fantastic season in Italy this year. And you know who doesn't care? Kotona Hayashi, crushing.
Hayashi just taking rip after rip. She only stands at 173, and I think that's what makes her so impressive, that she's just able to really switch up her arm swing and get that quick snap down to provide a lot of speed.
Dana Retke takes that pass. And Robinson, as Karch is making these substitutions, trying to find who can turn things around a bit for the U.S.
Yeah, we've seen a few string of errors from the U.S. Just trying to get a new vibe on the court, mix in some new faces. Maybe get some energy out there, too.
Retke slows it down a bit. Retke and Robinson get hands on it. It's up, great dig. It's gonna have to be a block. And a nice dig, Japan. Send it back! Beautiful block by an unbelievable Hayashi and Miyabi.
The U.S. really forcing that matchup with Hayashi on that right side. Again, just stands at 173, which is about 5'8". Trying to push Lanier all the way to that pin. The ball has to be just a little bit further outside.
Again, in the long rallies, it's been advantage Japan time and time again.
And that's what this team thrives on. It's just outlasting other teams, frustrating them with their defense.
Also outblocking USA in this match so far. Going at Kalia Lanier, which has really only fed her offense. Arm swing, trying to go for that corner. Well done by Volantes. Koga, Doug, back to Jordan Thompson. She's falling backwards, and another block for Japan.
Japan doing such a great job setting up these blocks, allowing their middles to get involved on the play. This ball well behind Jordan Thompson's hand. She can't see where those blockers' hands are. She's taking a blind swing at it and goes right into them.
Japan out-blocking the United States 8-6 in this match. Lanier, good swing off high hands, a bit of a reset.
Confident swing from Lanier. This ball pushed all the way out for her. She's able to take a high swing, just trying to tool the fingertips.
Time Hayashi hitting the antenna. It was a heck of a pass from Koga, though.
Incredible pass from Koga. This ball landing right in front of her, but she dives her platform down. Hayashi trying to sneak it by the line, just goes into the antenna.
Retke with the ability to get this team on a roll from the service line. Goes back at Koga again. Hayashi is fantastic.
Hayashi has such a quick arm swing that it makes it so difficult to block, because if you think you're there and your hands are over in time, her arm speed's quicker.
Lanier again has to move her body around, goes for high hands, no touch. And immediately, Karch calls in for a substitution. He's bringing in Avery Skinner.
Karch just trying to find any combination that's really working for this team right now. It looks like they need any kind of reset, and maybe new faces will be that.
Yeah, exactly. And also relieving some pressure. Some of those players who feel those things building up. They go right at Skinner, no problem for her. Take a swing and get a crush. Welcome to the court, Avery Skinner.
Huge plays from Avery Skinner, stepping in, nails this pass, gets the ball right back. Looks like she was already warm.
Yeah, right? Stay warm. Another player who finished her collegiate career in Texas, where we are in Arlington. But another error to give it away. Japan +5 late in this set. They're serving tough, attacking stuff, and capitalizing. That's a pancake. That's good. Wongarantes moves in. Oh! Things not going well in the offense for USA.
Looked like such a good play coming in with Hancock setting that big attack. Looked like it might have caught Japan off guard, but just chaos happening on Team USA's side.
Timeout, Karch Karai.
Ladies and gentlemen, as
We got a lot of time to chip away here. Let's just start with one good hold, swinging and going at the edges, not at the middles. High, and then what do we have, Alfie, after this side out?
After side out, be prepared for 10 on the outside. If it's perfect, Vic has emerged too, so let's not be surprised. Still great on the pins, but we can be late on some big help. Okay, here we go.
USA!
Emily, what we learned?
Well, we learned that Team USA is really focusing on those pins. You heard Alfie Ref, the assistant coach there, telling his hitters, just be good on your pins. So for the front row attackers, the right side and the outside, be good on their hitters right in front of them. And you can help on the Vic, but if you're late, that's okay.
One good hold, Karch Karai said to start things out. He's talking about holding that platform on your pass. And instead, it's an ace serve as Koga pulls the string on Skinner.
Impressive serve from Koga, dropping it right in front of the passer. No spin on this ball, dropping it almost on the 10-foot line.
After being down 2 sets, an impressive response by Japan. There's a pass from Skinner. She'll get to make it right.
Skinner trying to be that spark for this team, checking in, gets ace, and then gets a pretty good pass, gets that ball back, and again, it's this sharp cross-court shot. Able to go up and get that touch.
Yeah, just like over the top. Skinner now from the service line for the first time. Slow things down, make sure it's in. Sent back. There's the Vic that Alfie Ref was telling USA about. Yamada going behind, they go to Hayashi out front. Jordan Thompson. A kill from the backcourt by JT.
Haley Washington trying to get this team fired up. A lot of chaotic plays happening on their side, but USA was able to slow it down, get some good block touches, get some big defense, and Jordan Thompson throwing it down.
Block. Well recovered, great play by Cook. Sent back. And just not sealing the net.
Great out of system play from Japan. Perfect set getting it on the net. Haley Washington just not pressed over enough, even though she knew exactly where this ball was going.
Love that up from Cook.
Big up from Cook. And on this out of system set, you got to be as pressed over as possible, sealing the net up.
Japan to that magical 20-point mark. I always feel like it's difficult to come back once a team hits 20 with a lead. Again. Jordan Thompson from the backcourt. Jordan Thompson again, consecutive D-ball kills.
Thompson been a spark for this team as soon as she checked in. This set, not as far forward as she would have wanted, just seeing Wongarantes saying my bad after this play, but Jordan Thompson adjusted well to it and put it right between the defenders where she knew they weren't going to be.
pass is perfect. Again, not identifying the setter. What a beautiful spot by Seiki.
In no way nailing this pass for her setter. And with that middle back throw, such a smart time to use this setter dump.
You can read everything on the USA players' faces right now when an error is made. There's a wind up and let it fly from Kelsey Cook.
There's a big swing from Cook that Team USA needed to get a little bit more momentum. These blockers so far out on the line, a lot of cross court open, just barreled right inside.
Japan absolutely steamrolling toward a third set win. USA errors in this set. Plus the great play of Japan. Girls serve, well passed. Retke is dug. Seiki going to the second option. Again, Koga blocked. First long rally that USA, or one of the first that they had finished.
Japan's backcourt defense keeping them in the play, but then it's USA's frontcourt defense. Dana Retke moving so well side to side, getting those hands over the net, trying to get her team fired up.
Yeah, that was Herculean effort by Dana Retke, an attack, several blocks. But another service error, I mean, literally consecutive service errors just pushing Japan towards 25.
Nearly half of Japan's points now have come from US errors. Yes, Japan's playing well, the defense is outstanding, but the US is handing them this set.
Jordan Thompson, well dug. It's that kind of defense is why Japan is winning this set. Nothing dropping. Look at that! Japan is fearless. That hit the antenna, but that was the answer, Emily, as to why Japan is winning this set.
It's just incredible dig after incredible dig against one of the best opposites in the world. Jordan Thompson unloading on these balls, and Japan just sticking them like it's easy.
Retke, serve needs to be in. Yips. They've got the yips. The good news for Team USA, these are all fixable errors. You're standing back there, it's you and the ball and nothing else. Japan, set point. Send it back. Washington's just popping it over. Japan can run what they'd like here. They go to Koga, and Koga finishes it. Japan, a resounding response for set number 3.
While Team USA was so high error, Japan so low error during that set, was able to keep the ball in play, keep all of the pressure on Team USA, force them to make those errors.
Yeah, just 3 errors by Japan to USA's 12.
Japan defense just outlasting Team USA, keeping all the pressure on them, forcing them to try to make the big play. And even in those situations where Team USA had an open net, you saw 3 or 4 points on an open net just barreled out of bounds.
Yeah, Koga with 10 points in this match. USA leading 2-1, but it doesn't feel that way right now. That response from Japan was resounding.
USA has to make some kind of adjustment here during set 4 rather, to try to just be more low air. I mean, you see those opponent error numbers, USA 12, Japan 3. You can't win a set when you're handing a team half of one.
I'm very interested to know who Karch Kirai is going to put on the floor in this set. Masayoshi Manabe has stayed with the same lineup through the first 2 sets when Japan faltered a bit. Again, through the third, they've now responded. Karchgarai has been cycling some people through. Slow motion wave happening.
I'm not sure I've ever seen a slow motion wave.
Oh,
before.
yeah.
It's good stuff.
It's beautifully orchestrated. Oh, it's about to get fast again. Taking a look at the attack placement by Japan, they were able to run their middles at will.
And a lot of holes in the block, too, for the U.S. that Japan was just barreling right through, going to that center of the court. A lot happening in the middle. Tips as well that were landing. Jocko Bogu, 73% of those attacks in. When Team USA can get their middles going with a Bogu and Washington or whoever they put in the middle, this team does so well, keeping everything balanced.
Bianca, our in-arena announcer, getting the crowd fired up, a running wave, and sticks the landing.
10 out of 10, Bianca.
Meanwhile, look at ID, 8 points, doing a fantastic job. What was her strength when she was a younger player in university level?
Well, Ida Miyabe is just so versatile. Again, Hugh McCutcheon over at Minnesota moved her around the lineup wherever they needed her, whether it was in the middle, if it was on the outside as a right side pin. I'm sure she could step in as a setter or libero as well. That's how great she is at all facets of the game. And I think it's paying off for her working in the middle right now, having that background in just ball control.
As for the lineup, USA starting with Dana Retke in the middle in place of Abogu and Skinner in place of Lanier. Those were his 2 later substitutions. Annie Drews is back in.
And 2 players that checked into that game that were very low error and a bit of a difference maker.
Starting the way we finished.
First point of the set, Japan.
Was a USA service error.
And after set 2, Karchgarai said he wanted more pressure from the service line, but I'm not sure this is exactly what he meant, serving the ball out of bounds, trying to attack those edges. They're finding Oklahoma.
Hancock goes to Retke, establishes it early.
The connection between Hancock and Retke was something that we've seen go on throughout this tournament. They did such a great job. Even in week 1, that connection looking so good. Dana Retke was really a game changer in that game against Italy, too, working so well in front.
Pushing it back.
Through the block, Japan 2-1.
Hayashi identified that those U.S. blockers were a bit late to that. Off the net, she was able to tool it and leave that ball inside with the space between the net and Dana Retke.
Retke had 10 block points in the first 3 weeks through 6 matches that she played in. Skinner, snap.
Skinner using that speed of the arm swing to work well against this Japanese block. Just that quick snap down was enough to do it. The speed of that set, allowing that hole.
Retke missed her last serve, made sure this one was in. Hancock for Skinner. Skinner takes a huge swing coming in.
What Skinner's doing so well is really just swinging hard, confident, keeping the ball in play. When Team USA needs to just be low error, take high confident swings, she's going at those fingertips, just like Karchgarai said, attack the edges of those blocks. Skinner's doing it so well.
Running the middle, slowed down by Washington and Drews. Outside again. It's up. Cook gonna receive the ball. That's a tea party out there. Tip, tip, tip.
Both very well placed because Japan's took Avery Skinner out of this play, so they knew where the ball was going to go. And then Kelsey Robinson-Cook saw that the right side came up to help with that block, allowing a big space behind it to open up.
Yeah, there was that moment where you're like, wait a second, these two blockers are going the other way. You know, Avery Skinner laid herself out. It has to be a Vic. Slowed. Cook moves everybody out, puts Skinner on, so she can unload.
Skinner barreling this cross court almost every single play, just hitting hard, strong, and Kelsey Robinson-Cook getting her on the net, which is so important in these out-of-system swings.
All right, remember earlier in the game when I said that's a really good cheer, put it in your back
That's a
pocket?
satisfied
Okay, so
smile
I'm gonna
from
take it out of my
Avery
back pocket,
Skinner.
And I want you all to start that cheer. Who knows what I'm talking about?
Masayoshi Manabe going to break that with a timeout, that momentum.
Start it.
Fans fired up to get this USA team on the right track. Plenty of fans for Japan have showed up as well. It's a really nice, knowledgeable crowd. Japan has a stack left. Reki serving. Center backcourt for Japan. Here's Annie Drews. This time, it's off, but she's finding that coffin corner.
Kelsey Robinson-Cook looking like a setter for the past few points. Stepping in beautifully, putting up high confidence sets. And Annie Drews just attacking that back corner so well.
Yeah, gets hands as well. Retke on a beautiful serving run, much needed in terms of momentum for Karch Karai and Team USA, no doubt. Outside. Well, pulled hands down, but didn't duck.
Pulled hands down, but that set was so tight. It looks like a set to Drews that she probably could have just hit if she wanted to.
Yeah, and she knew that ball was going out, which it was, but it was clipping her on her temple first.
Annie Drews, you gotta stop jumping so high.
Yeah, or just attack it. We have seen that, right? Long Arante's going back to Skinner. She's just over the top, Emily. OT.
It's exactly the matchup that USA wants, especially with Zeki up front. Avery Skinner's such a high flyer. She's just going up and over these blockers' hands.
So a reminder, front court setter, Seki. Quick over to Skinner. Using the block and out is Ishikawa.
Great swing by Ishikawa up front, identifying that Micah Hancock, she's still moving while this block is happening, floating out of bounds, causing this block to go out.
Drews from the backcourt. Doesn't put power. Skinner is not timid. She's taking big swings, followed up by that tip. Reminder, setter is front court for Japan. Another tip to them. Waiting for somebody to crack the ball. They do, but out. Point Japan.
Both sides throwing in a lot of tips, and it's interesting that Team USA is really working that middle of the court because Japan's picking up everything inside. Their off blockers do such a great job, and their wing defenders pick up almost all of these tips. Now, if you're strategically placing it on the setter to take them out, I understand that, but if you're just putting it right in the middle, it's not working.
Also really interesting because we and all the viewers heard Karch Karai say sidelines, not center. High hands is always a good call.
attacking those edges of the block so important against these Japanese blockers, especially when they're mismatched. Annie Drew's just above them. Just keep going for those fingertips.
Yeah, she's hit high hands several times now in this set. You go back there and you're like, okay, I'm going to be in. I'm going to be good. I know what's been playing in my team. The wind just takes it, except there's no wind. Dime pass, though. Up top with the dig. Inoue with a phenomenal dig. Those are the spirit breakers from Japan.
Japan's defense just frustrating the heck out of these USA hitters, unable to convert on this transition play, but man, they're just ready to defend anything at all times.
You know it's going to go outside. Hancock. There you go. Front court setter going away. That's her vision.
Two blockers up in front of her. She knew that that middle of the court was not open. Great court vision, just tips it right back. Great identification up there up front.
Even then, Nishimura almost.
It was a good read by Nishimura, assuming that it's going to be in the middle of the court. Just got caught off guard.
Push outside. Dig from Washington. Cook is well off. Sending it back. Nishimura, excellent cover. Here it comes again. Recky, what a difference maker.
Huge play from Dana Recky, sealing up that block on the outside, getting those hands turned back in. And this is at height, just working for her. So far over the net. Inoue has no chance with that block up front.
Cook, pass is perfect. She gets beat of it. A Statue of Liberty dig from Washington.
Kelsey Robinson-Cook going running after this ball after it goes off Washington, taking a little bit of time to get up on this play.
Getting up, a little bit of ginger walking from Cook. Meanwhile, a substitution made, and that Wada came in on the outside in place of Hayashi. Remember that Manabe cannot call another timeout. He already called one before 11. So Ali Franti comes in. Cook out for now. It's the first time we're seeing Franti. She was injured last time this team played Japan. She was supposed to play in that match and didn't, but got a front row seat. They're going to serve Franti as they should. She dimes the pass. Great response for the USA.
Heads-up play by Micah Hancock. This ball straight up in front of her. She's got to take a big rip at that. I love the aggression from the front court setter. And Franti trying to take a big rip at that ball. I love it. Coming in off the bench, nailing that pass, taking that big rip up front. Good step in.
Hancock will set the sub and get him involved like a welcome to the court. Great pass. Manabe. Beautiful attack from the middle.
Ali Franti taking a dive in the same spot. Takes a little bit longer to get up herself, but she's good. Got to be careful in some of these hustle plays.
How about caution tape over there? new libero for Japan. And it bounces right in front of her. Fukudome, welcome.
Easy side out play for Team USA, nailing this pass. Hancock, Retke connection looking incredible. Great angle taken right through the seam.
Retke has been a change maker. Even in the last set when she came in, USA fell, but she brought a lot to the court. Big dig by Franti. Wada's kill picked up. Drews, now it's laid out the other way by Nishimura. Franti again. Hancock loves to get the new players involved.
So important for them to get going right away, especially as an outside hitter. You're gonna get going, especially on a lot of junk balls. You need to be ready to go. Japan, just frustrating Team USA. Swing after swing, they're defending it. But USA sticking with it, swinging high.
All of our Wonder volunteers, they're wearing the orange
Loudest cheering section. The USA bench, Masayoshi Manabe timeout.
Helping us out. We could not do it without our volunteers. Give the fans a wave. Big thank you to our volunteers.
Emily, a turnaround for USA in the fourth set as compared to the third. What's been the difference?
I think the difference maker has been the players that have really started off. So we had Dana Retke and Avery Skinner ending that third set for Team USA. Ali Franti coming in off the bench for the last few points, also being a difference maker in the errors. Team USA had so many during that third set, 12, and now just 3 so far here in set 4.
Perfect pass. Using the whole width of the court. Sending it back again, Skinner.
Skinner just putting up a solid block, keeping those hands pressed over, trying to keep that pressure on Japan, waiting on this so she can get that full swing block move and gain some momentum into that play.
Nabe using number 7 Shibata, setting, running the offense. Both setters backcourt. Passes again, perfect. The ball control of the Japanese team is on point.
Truly incredible, and on these really tough plays, they're able to make a perfect pass out of. And then in these hitting situations where, in this case, Wada, not the set that she would have wanted, big block in front of her, and she's still able to tool it.
Hammered by Skinner.
Skinner just taking rip after rip up front. In some of these difficult situations, even with those 2 blockers in front, just going up and over, hammering that cross-court corner shot. That's coming in at 93 kilometers per hour.
Skinner has not played most of this match, but she's already got 8.7 attacks and kill. Looking at it.
Smart decision from Japan to tip that ball in. Dana Retke in the back row, a middle blocker coming in off the serve. Easy to catch her off guard. Normally you'll have Justine Wongarantes pick that up. Middle blocker, normally on their heels.
Yeah, Annie Drew's right there, but again, so many moving bodies. Franti being a difference maker on the pass, and then pulling the string is Skinner.
Skinner with the big switch up front. She's been unloading on the last few. This time, in a chaotic hustle play, just takes a little bit of speed off trying to go over that block.
Where USA looked out of control in the third set, it just now looks like they're in control of every ball.
Yeah, that time from the service line, but just controlling the pace of play, whether it's offensively, defensively, inside out, point scoring. just controlling the pace. They look a lot more settled in, confident and calm.
Yeah, Franti has been a great sub, as it turns out, passing, hitting, serving. Another great pass, spreading it out a little bit. Outside, the attack. Ishikawa absolutely attacking the block.
Ishikawa is seeing just that small hole to hit through and absolutely unloading on it. A great quick tempo set. It pushed all the way out. Micah Hancock almost those hands over, but the snap down's too quick from Ishikawa.
From the backcourt, Wada. Yukiko Wada continues to impress.
Wada just bringing the hard, heavy hammer on this swing. A great play from Fukudome, getting this ball right on the net, and then the backcourt swing. Really working the gaps between the two blockers in the backcourt.
Drews, off hands and out, point USA.
Drews using that heavy arm and speed to just go right through that block. It's a great job, Micah Hancock leading her forward, allowing her to see that block before she takes a swing.
Send it back yet again, but out.
Inoue identifying where those blockers' hands were. Chaotic play, she knows she's gonna have two in front of her, just swings high and hard.
And then ducks. I love that. She's like, I don't want to have the Annie Drews thing happen here. Coming back and hitting me, even though she was the one who did it. Skinner, dime. I don't think anybody has a problem with that rip.
Yeah, that's a good, strong swing, especially with that shorter setter in front. She wants to go up and over it, just missing a little bit long.
Japan chipping away at this. Hancock to Drews. Gets blocked again.
Huge read from Heidi Miyabe up front, stepping in on that line of approach. Great job. Drews coming up front, but Heidi Miyabe taking it away.
USA led 19-12, 3 consecutive points by Japan. Franti with authority.
Wada didn't even have time to react to that ball before she caught it. It's coming so quick from the outside. Franti taking a huge rip at it. A lot of cross court for her to swing through. She brought the heat.
A rip from Wada. Japan is not done with this set, even though it was a 7-point lead.
Japan wants to extend this game as long as possible. They're keeping us on our toes. Yukiko Wada from the back row, taking swings like she's in the front row.
Dana Recchi up and over the top.
And this is that mismatch really going to work. Dana Recchi up front. She's able to go up and over any of these blockers from Japan's side. Japan has to find a way to keep her out of the ballgame.
Back again, just kind of a chop off speed. It's like an 8-iron.
Yeah, impressive shot, just going right over that left back defender. Able to just chip it, go up and over, take a little bit of speed off. Impressive shot.
That's a big dig. A chance to close the gap to 3. Wada. And they do it. Japan chipping away. It's just 3 points.
Karch huffing and puffing over there. Team USA has a lot to figure out.
Yeah, that was a big exhale by Karch before he takes this timeout. Look at the play again.
Just so much space in that middle of the court, and it looked like a miscommunication. Christine Wangarantes thinking that Avery Skinner's going to take it.
Talk on their routes. If you need it hung up, you let us know. High corners, find those edge blockers. Here we go, USA.
Let's go, right out, one side out. USA! USA!
You know what, team? As soon as they enter the court.
Find those end blockers, right? You talked about it when they were tipping in the center of the court, not what the doctor ordered.
No, and it's so difficult to score on this Japanese team. If you're putting the ball right in the center, they're going to transition out of it. The U.S. has to attack the edges, attack the back third of the court. Otherwise, the ball's not going to fall.
What an opening day of the women's VNL finals. Absolutely packed house here in Arlington. Outside, Franti, blistering kill.
Franti attacking the edges of that court, hitting the strong cross-court shot right on the sideline, just taking a strong swing there.
Exactly as ordered by Karch-Kirai. Franti had a successful run behind the service line. Built this lead. Wada! Send it back, Recky and Skinner. Monster block.
Huge block on the outside for Team USA, getting all the way there. Avery Skinner getting those hands pressed over, taking away that shot from Wada.
Trouble. Nice set by ID. Shibata goes back the other way. It's very tight. Annie Drews handles business at the net. It is match point USA.
Big time stop from Annie Drews up front, just controlling the pace of the net.
Fans on their feet. Franti serving. Trouble pass. It's got to go outside Ishikawa. Skinner begging. What a dig. To the back. Hancock decides to go back to Drews. Another massive dig. Ishikawa. Good block. Carving a turkey. Skinner thumb down crush to win the match.